I want to like I said, I'm just going to do a little bit of a rant here. I've been watching the fourth season of House MD, and I watched the first three seasons, which I really enjoyed. You know, every now and again an episode's not that great, but as a whole, I think that show is fantastic. Very well written, very well acted, very crisp. Yeah, you get into, and I think this was part of the problem, you get into kind of, you got that formula of the first 5 minutes, you know, you introduce some characters that can have some medical anomaly, and they try to mix it up with like misdirection. You think it's going to be this guy, something's going to happen to him. Oh, and then it was the guy in the background. And then you had Dr. House, you had Cuddy, you got Wilson, who are the other people at the hospital, and then the three people working for him, which is Chase, Foreman, and Lady. His name I remember. Then the chick. And fairly unrealistically, at the very end of Tale 3, they start setting up that Foreman is going to leave and go somewhere else because he's sick of House and he doesn't want to become House. Then, out of left field, House fires Chase, which is like, okay. And then, out of left field, like the other lady quits because he fired Chase and Foreman to like protest, I guess. So he very unrealistically, very left field, ends up shit canning his whole 3-member team of his office who save lives on a daily basis. And then they kind of, so I'm like 2 or 3 episodes into season 4, they kind of bring back Chase-ish, where he's a surgeon in another department, and then sometimes the other characters show up and they'll cut away to what Foreman's up to. And so the first episode, I actually laughed my ass a few times. House doesn't have anybody to bounce ideas off of because everybody got fired or quit. So he ends up hanging out with a janitor who he calls Dr. Buffer because of the buffing of the floors with the buffing machine, the floor cleaner. And just a few bits of that were just fucking hysterical. Oh my gosh. But you know he's got to get a new crew. A crew! And so he ends up bringing 40 applicants. And it's he's gotten some humor out of it. He's gotten some moments, but I'm not liking it. I'm not. And after 3 seasons, you got to mix it up. You know, they cut the Apaches off at the pass before it got too stale, because I don't think it did. But you can see how it can start going that way. And so many shows like this, you just, you know, you get into Spock and Kirk and Bones, and you got to mix things up. So far, it's kind of like, So Olivia Wilde's in there, and of course she's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. And then there's the guy from Harold and Kumar, which would be Kumar. Kal Penn Numenera, a.k.a. Kal Penn. And he hasn't really done a whole lot yet. He's there. But he isn't as big as an actor as he would become in the next several years, I'm sure, from the time when they shot. Because it's kind of funny, because I'll like see them use a flip phone and be like, flip phones! I remember those. Wow, this is a while back. Because I don't watch stuff when it's on TV. I wait until 10 years later and I watch it then. It's probably like 15 years later. But it's they let some prospective doctors go. I was like, dude, go with that guy. There's one guy they let go, and he's like, that was your A+ guy. Like, the rest of these people are boring and suck, but you need some diversity. So they got the black doctor. They got Kal Penn, who's Arab, and you got the lady, and then there's the Jewish guy. And so you know it's going to be one of them, because you have to meet the diversity requirements. You can't just have a bunch of straight white males. And apparently, Jewish guys don't count anymore. Like, it doesn't count, like, Jewish doesn't count as diversity anymore. Sorry, Bernie Sanders. You're just a white guy now. So, you know who they're not, and that's where diversity hires in film and entertainment. That's the flaw. Is it eliminates, as much as it should give you creative room to go, it actually can be very limiting. And one of the upshots to House was he would crack jokes about Foreman's race all the time, and the lady's gender, and the pretty girls got nice tits. He's the anti-hero. And so there's a lot, as all the different types of people that wander into a hospital. You know, he's you know, that should give him a lot of material as a funny doctor in a very satirical manner. But you're getting to that point where you can tell it's like, well, they got to hit their diversity quota, so you can't hire too many white guys, or any, unless they're Jewish. But then it doesn't, you know, does that count? You got to be really Jewish or something. I'm not sure how it works anymore. But this was 15 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it was. So I don't know how it worked then either. But it's changed since, because now Jews don't count, I guess. Who knew? So we'll see. They've whittled it down to about the last. They're at the episode where it's 5 girls and 5 boys, but one of the girls wants to be on the boys' team. You know she's going to get shit canned. It's coming. And we'll see how it happens. They're still whittling away down to the final contestants. And I know that Cal Penn and Olivia Wilde and the one Jewish guy who's... I don't remember even his character's name. He gets hired. He's been in a bunch of movies and stuff. So I know who ends up getting the job. I just don't know how he gets to that point yet. So that's it. House MD, the beginning of season 4. The first 3 seasons I thought were great. Again, every now and again, it's like, wish I had done something a little different there. But generally speaking, well written, very crisp, enjoyable show. Season 4 is off to a rocky start. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.